Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Records of Evil, the Lawful Evil D&D game show. Game show? What?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's a game.
I mean, I guess it is a game. That's a show.
We've
Brow.
evolved.
Who's the next contestant on Who Am I Sacrificing to the Greater Evils? Let's find out. Wow. 3 seconds in and my English just breaks down completely there. That's a good one. So yes.
Who needs English? It's fine.
That's how the best streams start, with the worst English.
Yeah.
Welcome. Last time, everybody finished up their amazing adventures in Osse, aka Fantasy Australia. Good times were had by all, and in the very end, they decided to continue their adventures with returning home by going to the Shackles. I believe that's what we all just agreed on.
Yeah. I'm
probably.
pretty sure that's on the Moonshae.
Not the Shackles.
Wherever. That's a different setting.
Yeah.
That's the other one.
They're basically the same thing in different worlds. That's the problem. It's
basically
set of islands known for piracy and outlaws and stuff like that. Yeah. So yes, there was a transport ship heading to the Moonshae Isles that could take you pretty close to Calimport. I describe them as kind of like, back in the day, they had been kind of like a tumultuous area where there was a collection of islands that kind of were known for things. Of course, there was known for a level of piracy and outlaws, but also it was like a lot of like a little Wild Westy too. There were resources to be found there, and people were always vying for control of things. There was a lot of battles and fights going on fairly constantly. Small kingdoms that were popping up in amongst it, battling each other. Yep. So there was a lot of things going on there. There's demi-humans, lycanthropes, giants, Northlanders, and the I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, but they've got double F at the beginning of their name, so it's FF Olk. So they are the Folk. Anyway.
Man, fantasy names, right?
Yeah. Why two Fs?
Who knows?
I'm sure somewhere out there's a language that uses two Fs to pronounce stuff at the beginning of a word. But, on them, how am I supposed to pronounce it? Unless it's just folk.
Yeah.
When Wizards was writing this, they looked at it and said, that doesn't look fantasy enough, put another F there.
That sounds about right. Anyway. So, yeah. You were, I believe, heading for which of these islands? Or which of the islands? Man. Because I have a great way of describing it, but I need a map to tell me the islands. It was one of the center islands. That's a good map of the Moonshaes. That looks about accurate. It's Oman's island, and I think it was the Iron Keep. Yeah, because it was the place that was run by Formians now. I believe that's the correct one, Oman.
I'm opening up a map.
I need to open up my map as well.
Where it was now run by Formians and Cyclops, so... And not necessarily... outside of the dock area is probably not the nicest to small folk. We'll put it that way. I love looking in here and seeing what the last things I typed, which were Thalmarid and Yahmarid or whatever. It's like, what the hell was I typing out there? I don't know which is supposed to be correct. Yeah. Now, the only problem is here is I'm pretty sure that my reference will be gotten by, like, a small percentage of the people out there. But I probably can make multiple references. Like, crime riddance, like, I feel like, there's always that, like, if you're going anime references, in Black Lagoon, the city that they're out of. In comic book references, I think it's Madripoor, which is also kind of Southeast Asian. Oddly enough, Southeast Asian weird criminally cities seems to be a thing in media. No blamings on the Southeast Asians there. I don't know your cities enough to blame you on anything on this one, but I guess it's a stereotype. One of those is from Japan, and they stereotype the shit out of everything, so, that's to be expected. Anyway, those are comparisons to kind of how the city is. The city has a formal government. It actually does run. It's part of, like, the Moonshaes, which have their own vague league government. They are connected together, but it's... The actual connection of the Moonshae Isles as one group has very little power. I would say it's... I don't know what to compare it to. Is there a Caribbean League? In certain, like, I think in, like, freaking Shadowrun there is, but I don't know if in actual life there is.
I have no idea.
There isn't. Okay. So it's like a collection of the islands. They are each kind of independent on their own, but they have, like, a joint kind of government, but it really doesn't have a lot of power. The Moonshaes themselves, are technically more ruled by the high rulers from Alaron. Now, Alaron has since become more parliamentary, but I would compare it to not modern-day England. I compare it to, like, old-timey England, where there was both the ruling class and the parliament. So that's probably what it's more comparable to, just in a modern-day setting. Alaron is the closest thing to is the major government on there, and Calimport is the capital city there. So, it's currently a High Queen, but that probably doesn't help you very much right now. But that's some basics of the Moonshaes that you can easily find out about. So they have, like, a theoretical, like, united government, individual governments on each of the islands, and then there's just one island that effectively just makes all the decisions. But they have a lot of that on paper. They don't. It's also a place that's... Every island is different. There's many islands that there's a lot of shady individuals in a lot of cities, and they kind of have it that the shady individuals oftentimes work with or for the government. Meaning there is, like, a huge level of corruption throughout the Moonshaes. Probably Alaron is the least corrupt of the island nations. Good on them, just because they've always been the most organized. But that doesn't mean anything in the overall scope of the Moonshaes. And as I said, you're on Oman's island, which is just west of Alaron, which is ruled by Formians and Cyclops, who took it over technically around the time that you were back before you traveled to the future. They had conquered that area, and they've made it into their own home. So, the journey to Oman will be a fairly long one. I mean, you're effectively going from the eastern coast of Osse, sailing through in between Mazdaka and Kashtashaka, kind of going through the straits there, and then kind of passing up past Lantan all the way to the Moonshaes. It'll probably be a few weeks' journey. Are any of you wanting to do anything in the meantime in that long journey across the oceans?
I'm just gonna check something on my sheet real fast. Right. Okay. Doc's probably not gonna do much. Besides just kind of sit and relax after the hell that was Fantasy Australia.
I mean, like, Michigan's got this strange creature going, ah! And, like,
Yeah,
just, like,
I was gonna
occasionally you
say.
see, like, things, like, scurry in and out of her hair and, like, into other parts of her clothes.
Well, yeah, cause,
Yeah, I
you
was
know,
gonna say she's gonna be taking care of those animals that she has.
because Doc's got this from definitely normal means, not signing a contract with a devil for getting a weird eye back or anything. Dox is just gonna use the psionic stuff he was given and telepathically be like, I'm trying to sleep, can you please keep that thing quiet?
Ah! It's making a nest. So you'll have to clean that up at some point in time.
Did that thing just spit up on my suitcase? You owe me a new suitcase.
Well, I suppose it's fair. You still like try to clean it up, but clearly it's not really working.
As I said, it's like bug goo, so it like comes out and then it hardens.
Yeah, it's hard, but she's trying.
Girl gets out like a chisel or something, and she's like, oh, God damn it. Do you have like a chisel and a hammer that I could borrow, boat people?
Yeah.
Anyway, Vercel, were you doing anything on this amazing, fantastic journey?
I mean, if I haven't already, then identifying all the stuff that nobody has identified yet. But,
It's evil!
Assuming that's our... Yeah.
I mean, like...
I wasn't too sure on if it was evil or not, thank you.
You just like pull out the thing and it's like oozing darkness from it. You're like, I think this is evil. It's like, you can hear this voice in your head like, devour the souls of the innocents.
I think this thing just
probably
pulls
should put
out
that
like
away.
this bleeding gem. I think this is chaotic good.
I mean,
Yeah, but...
sure. You can get like a full idea of everything that's in the evil stuff list. And the wonderful, wonderful things that they do. Anyway, yeah. I mean, you could also have a nice conversation with the crystal human skull.
That seems fine.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to identify
identifying
this?
is enough.
Did you want to identify the sword? Because I don't think anyone knows what this does besides Docs.
I mean, if you let me.
Docs will
Wait,
probably...
do you mean Velikar the Heart Ripper?
Yeah, the sword is not evil at all.
I really enjoy the name I gave it. Velikar the Heart Ripper.
Sure, Docs will try to let you identify it. If the sword lets that happen or not, who knows?
More minions. You know that it's Velikar the Heart Ripper. You know nothing about its intelligence side because that's something that I don't think identifies. It's magical. It has dark powers that are fueled by absorbing the hearts of those it slays.
Let's do this.
Yes.
How to use it. If any, you learn whether the spell's affecting the item and what they are. If it was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you are instead touch a creature through casting, learn what spells, if any, they currently are affecting.
I'm gonna say the intelligent part you're probably not gonna identify. Oh no, there's a magic jar effect effectively on it, or something similar to a magical jar effect. That would make sense.
Magic jar.
It puts a soul into a little jar.
Oh, okay.
Effectively. There's more to it than that. But that's the basics of
I'll
it.
basically be like, I think there's a soul in your sword.
Oh, I mean, that explains the talking to me.
It talks?
Yeah. I've had several conversations with it.
Well, use discretion.
I mean, like, as you hear a voice from like a bag nearby. You there! Wench, bring me back out! We have darkness to do! Why have you put me back in this accursed bag now that you have woken me up?
I think most of these things probably...
I mean, it's like we do evil stuff. It's like, I mean, if it's talking to you, just make sure it doesn't take you over, but, go ahead and do what you want with it.
We must rebuild my grand body so that I may once again rule. Though if
Shut up.
Fine! You want me to do some powers for you then? Will at least give me some fresh souls for that.
I'll think about it.
Doc needs to relax, but he takes the skull, puts it on the table, and just like sets a candle on top of it.
Curse you! Yes, the crystal human skull. It's just... Anyway, so, eventually you will indeed arrive in, the Moonshaes and, Oman. Oman tends to be... You're at a location in Oman, that would be called the area of the Iron Keep. This is in the north. The Iron Keep was originally a fortification, that was part of the Oman's Isle group, but, since then it has been rebuilt as a effective, docking area. In fact, the Iron Bay tends to be one of the larger, shipping ports within the entire area of the Moonshaes. That's what it positioned itself to be. The Formians and the Cyclops, well, they decided that's what they wanted to get into, shipping, to have like a influence on the global market. Kind of like, to compare it to something modern, how Egypt owns the Suez Canal, and with issues with it, people care, Just saying.
Yeah.
When you own
That
something
ship.
that people use for shipping,
Not
people
like
enjoy
12%
it.
of world trade goes through a single thing or anything.
In this
Yeah.
case, it's probably less than 12% of shipping, but, it's a major shipping point for getting things in. They've made themselves into that, from other continents into favor. Not that other places couldn't ship directly there.
It's an area you can move through that's relatively free of krakens.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
I suppose before we land, Docs will go through his various criminal contacts and see if he's got anyone there.
Okay. So while the ship is being checked in by the Dragon Turtle Port Authority, you're
Is
gonna
there
be
actually a dragon turtle involved?
It's actually 5 dragon turtles that will show up. One of them has a hat.
I love it.
Friend?
He's gonna pull out
no.
like he's gonna like
Probably
unhook
not
like
this one.
a waterproof tablet, like a giant a waterproof tablet that's probably the size of like a table for like one of us. But he's gonna start like clicking on it with a claw and be like mumbling in Draconic to whoever's in front, like at the front of the dock, and he's like.
I understand Draconic.
Okay, it's like, so why are you coming in? Where are you from? Is this on the schedule? Is this an unexpected stop? All right, thank you. Do we have to capsize your ship for any reason?
I was hoping for a good capsize.
That's actually probably what he's gonna be like. It's like, damn it. It's like one of them will be like, no one ever falls for that. One of them will. Anyway, yeah. So the Dragon Turtle Port Authority will let you in. They control all the ports in the Moonshaes. They're also kind of slightly criminal. You'll know they have criminal elements. But they're dragon turtles. I mean,
Sure.
they're really probably the hardest criminal organization to deal with because they're both official and unofficial. And
also they're dragon turtles.
why were these
Yeah.
not allowed? What? Nightbot.
Nightbot says no.
Apparently. No, yeah, those were modded, apparently. Lightning wasn't here to solve the problem. Anyway, so the ship will manage
And I wasn't paying attention.
ship will manage to get into port, and we'll start unloading. Of course, you are free to disembark. They're going to be heading back west after this trip. They're going to be picking some other containers up. Their plans are to deliver some of the containers they have now to Mazdaca, and eventually head back to Karator, to, I can't remember the country's name now, but it's one of the more China-ish amalgam countries.
Okay. Well, if Doc knows any contacts on here, he would use them to try and get quick transportation back to the mainland.
Okay, your criminal contacts unfortunately aren't going to be powerful here. You're gonna be able to get in contact with a local, I would say this what would be equivalent to the local like organized crime group here. That is run by Cyclops.
Okay.
You can see that, like, as you're getting in. Yeah, the entire area here is certainly got this, like, the docks itself, at least, has this mixed bag of having, smaller folk, and, you can definitely see there's a bunch of giants. The Formians, who are these kind of, like, hunched over folks, it seems like, you know, they're kind of like being a lot of the muscle, while there seems to be a number of like these one-eyed giants that are kind of like pointing things out, like, you know, giving some orders and stuff.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I don't really have many contacts here that could help us get back to the mainland, so if anyone else has any ideas.
Yeah, the Cyclops contact can probably give you some information on, like, there's a place near the docks where people can stay, where they've got room for a small folk, but after that, it's really hit and miss what you're finding in town. It's not built for small folk. You can obviously see that the Cyclops and the Formians, they do use vehicles, but they have more like it's those three-wheeled vehicles that you find in, I think, Southeast Asia, is it? That like you can kind of get taxied in a lot of times. I can't remember what they're called.
Either like a rickshaw kind of deal,
Like those like
a tuk tuk.
might be like tuk tuk. Sure. They're more like tuk tuks. That's the vehicles they use, but they're set for large people. It's not a huge island. They don't have to travel very fast anyway. So getting up to like 30, maybe 40 miles per hour maximum is all they ever need to do for some of those long stretches. So yeah. Yeah, you can see like someone getting like a tuk-tuk, which is definitely sized for him, which would be like, it's like incredibly oversized for you folks, but it's like just, it putters off, you know?
I suppose we should find a place to stay.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get a ship out of here.
All right. So you can find your way to the hotel that your contact mentioned to you, the information. It's definitely a very large building, as everything has obviously been set here for something that's twice your size, at least. You know, Formians and Cyclops, they're like getting over towards like 20 feet tall, so everything is set for beings that are like 20 feet tall. So much taller. You can see that the building itself is definitely still set for large people, but it's got like this kind of smaller door off to the side of the very large door.
All right, Docs, we'll go in through the small door.
All right, I looked it up to make sure. It's sorry, it's not 20. It's 15 feet. Still twice your size, just not
Still
3
pretty
times your
big.
size. Yes. They are around 50. They're like 13, 14 feet tall. So they would have like 15-foot tall stuff as an estimation. Maybe they might have 20 for well, probably not 20 for their story, but you know, still much taller than you. You can see
so
that.
how tall are the Formians?
Formians are about the same size as giants, or Cyclops, and they're around 13 to 14 feet tall, both of them.
Okay, and humans have 10-foot ceilings despite the fact that we're closer to 6 feet tall, so on average, well, closer to 5 feet tall on average, technically, but
Yeah.
so probably about double height.
So, I mean, they could still have 20-foot ceilings.
Yeah,
That might,
so 20
that's,
foot would be about right.
yeah, so 20 foot would be logical then. Yeah. So,
20 to 30.
so there's like
Depending
this
on the area.
huge desk that's in front of you with this like Formian lady who's behind it. And then like there's like this little like kind of staircase that leads up to like what looks to be a small area in front of the desk, like almost a stand. It's not like super tiny. Granted, it's still like half size stuff. So it's like this would be like child. Well, technically a little more than child stuff, you know, because like it'd be for like, you know, something that was sized for like a 3 or 4 year old built into these things.
All right. Docs will speak to this person.
Hello, hon. What can I get for you?
My friends and I, we need a room to stay in if you have any available.
We do have some available for small folk like yourself. Let me get you one. You'll have to sign in our book.
Docs will sign in.
The tiny pens are right next to it. Sign big.
All right, Docs will do that. How big is this book?
The book is probably like twice the size of well, actually more. It's like one of those like giant books that they might have for like I like this tall. No, that's not really good because I can't show it. Okay, 4 foot tall book. How about that?
Oh,
4
God.
foot tall book.
All right, yeah.
It's got like a thing of
Quite
like normal
small.
sized pens, next to you. Yeah.
This book is very big, and Dox is quite a small person.
Yes.
So Dox will attempt to sign it large for the persons he has instructed.
Mm-hmm.
I will do the same.
Okay. All right. You'll be granted like a key that has like normally you'd have like a tag that'd be like this big on a key. Yeah. No, it's like a piece of paper size tag that's got this like key attached to it, and the key is like 4 times the size of a normal key, so it's like this tall and this wide, so it's like.
If you have any trouble with the lock, just come back here and I can get the janitorial stuff to help you out, dearie.
Much appreciated, thank you. And Dox will take the big key and go to the room.
You're going to go down the left hall. It's for the smaller folks.
Alright. Dox is just holding this comically sized, like, key to the city size thing.
So the doors are, of course, like, probably like 16-foot tall doors, but looks like they have like a 10-foot door section kind of cut out of it with the handle. So it looks like there's a secondary key that basically like cleaning staff could open up the larger door and go inside and clean. And, for you that are staying there, you're opening up this smaller door set into it. Though the door handle is obviously much larger than it should be on a door this size. So it's like, again, like that 4 times the size of what it should be kind of thing. Or like definitely much larger. So you can still like turn it. It's not impossible, but there's an awkwardness to the everything with it. The room spread out a lot. Normal sized furniture for you. Incredibly vaulted ceiling. Because it's a 20-foot tall room still. It's just that, like, it's got kind of slightly normal furnishings for you. It's just like, there's like the 2 double beds, but they're like, rather than being like a couple feet apart, they're like, like 10 feet apart, something like that.
Okay, Dox will put his now disgusting suitcase somewhere.
It's still got like stuff crusted on the side.
Yep, and he will just kind of sit in the bed and just relax for a moment. And then realize, oh yeah, I still got that thing to do. Aren't there like worm monsters on you too?
Yes. There are. Yes.
Oh no.
The platypus also seems to like Dox for some reason.
Dox
It's like rubbing up against Dox and like doing this weird purring noise.
Dox is strictly like a house cat person, and that is it.
But now he's got my platypus.
When Moonshae, like, isn't
Oh, the platypus loves you
looking-
too, but the platypus also loves Dox.
Well, yeah. I meant like now he has to deal with.
Yeah, like
my
when Mishka isn't looking, Dox will just like kind of pet it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't let Mishka know Dox mildly is okay with it, despite the mess.
Mm-hmm. It'll like probably like cough up like a slime-covered rodent that it had eaten at some point in time.
Ugh.
that probably is slightly like charred by the electricity or something, you know, or fire.
The cursed monster.
Yeah. Well, it's better than actively destroying everything.
That's true.
Like the fairness you left in charge.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, we should probably like call them, right?
Yeah.
You probably should check in. It has been like a few more. It's probably been like a month at this point in time.
Unless someone else wants to do it, Doc, so like call Lay specifically.
Oh, that's a perfect picture you got there, Worm, of like the door in the door. That works very well.
Yup.
That's kind of how it is. Very silly. All right.
I have no idea why this exists, but it does. In real
Oh,
life.
hey, how's it going?
Well, we're not dead yet, so that's
Good to hear. I was assuming you might be because I haven't heard from you folks in like, I don't know, a month?
Yeah, we kind of got stuck in the desert. Had to talk to some devil guy, and
Oh yeah, how'd that
had a
go?
lot of. Fine. We may have given him a very powerful magical item so he could let us go. But fine, I'm sure.
It'll probably be fine. Yeah.
Docs will basically, like, from start to finish, go over everything that happened.
Okay, so it looks as though we're doing good on the entire list of things that we need to do. That's good news. That's very good news. I got some good news on my end too. First of all, I got a message from this I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna find the hell his name. As soon as I figured out, like, I'm like, wait, where the fuck do I have his name? The troll,
Was it the troll businessman?
not the troll businessman, the
Not
troll, anthropologist.
Oh, God. I don't know if I was there for that character.
Oh yeah, I think that was just before I met you because that was in Water.
Yeah, that was like the episode just before.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
have no
I
idea.
actually would contact him if he
Yeah.
didn't contact me, did he?
He left a message for you guys saying, that he had found some information out.
Wonderful. I shall give him a call.
Great. Other things that happened. Some friends of yours showed up who was expecting you back, like, a month ago? So, I mean, like, I gotta be honest, I think you left them hanging a little bit.
Which friends?
I don't think you'd know them, Docs. They were friends of the others, kind of horde of army of devils they were summoning.
You
Okay.
guys friends with like a horde of devils?
So,
Yeah,
like,
we're,
I didn't know what to do with them because, like, I'm not really the general of an army of hell kind of thing, and I wasn't going to put the, triplets in front of it because they're just... Oh. I wasn't going to put
We'll
the
be-
two in front of it just because they were probably better off keeping themselves balanced. So, I sent them to one of your big, culty dudes.
That works. We'll be there soon
Sure.
to handle that.
Great. Great. Excellent. Okay, so you coming back soon? Great. And you can take care of some of these other problems.
What did they break this time?
Oh, not too much broken, as, I'm fairly certain they've, kind of enslaved the two apartments, above us.
Well, at least
Also,
nothing
I think the horny one is sleeping with the, person in charge of a apartment complex.
Landlord.
Landlord.
The landlord.
Oh, she does that. Just make sure if he has any allergies to have medicine on hand because she will forget to have it.
Yeah, I don't think he looks so good.
Well, he's probably going to die.
I think she's
His
also
soul-
might be sleeping with his wife, but I'm not sure on that one.
Well, she always was a busy person.
Anyway,
Is she draining his soul? Is it like she's draining his soul kind of bad, or...
I don't know because she's not a succubi. She's an Aranist. I don't know how other powers she's gotten or figured out. The other one, strangely enough, found some form of gainful employment, I guess.
The one that Great sorted a couch?
Yeah. I told her to find a way to channel her rage. She's like, the queen of some kind of new gladiatorial sports arena kind of thing. Mind you,
She joined MMA.
Oh boy.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, I was just gonna say, well, if it helps with rent, that would be wonderful.
I think I haven't had to pay rent in like 8 weeks, just because of the two of them. But like, the one, I don't know if she earns money. The other one, if she earns money, she doesn't show me.
Docs will keep quiet on where Lay gets most of the money from because it's usually killing people and inheriting things.
Mm-hmm. This Queen of Violence is really hard to tell what the heck she's doing. Anyway, other than that, things have been relatively fine. Checking in with cult members occasionally. They've been doing cult stuff. Look, I gotta be honest, I was more of a middleman kind of thing. I'm not really great at the entire, running a cult thing, and, it's going okay. It's going okay. Anyway, it'd be good to get you back.
We'll hopefully be back as soon as we can. We're pretty close now. We just need a ship.
Oh, you want me
We
to,
shouldn't be too much longer.
you want me to call Robin again?
If she's alright with coming up to the Moonshae Isles,
I can check in, let you know.
Not a bad idea.
that could save us some effort.
Great. Okay. I'll contact her. Tell you she has some cult business. She's been very helpful, actually. Turns out, she kind of likes her job and gets along with Lay really well. The two of them have these odd story sessions where they talk about, former husbands. It's kind of awkward to sit around during. Anyway, alright then. Click. Uh-huh. Alright, sure. Robin could be arranged to come and get you. Because I remembered as soon as I was talking and looking on the list of your cultists that she existed and had a yacht that you can take back. The yacht has a name, which I will not find in my notes because I know me. They might be in your notes. Oh, the Angel. I found it in my notes. What do you know?
Hey.
The Angel, which she certainly is not. Yes. For those of you who aren't familiar with their cast of head cultists, there's Robin, who's known for having very many husbands who all mysteriously die. Malachus, who's a little twitchy. Marcus, who's kind of businessy. Travis, who's a delivery man who claims that he got into some shit sometime. And of course, Bob, everybody's favorite farmer, who takes good care of his mother.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so it'll be a couple more days of staying here. Are you doing anything in Iron Keep in the meantime? the area of Ironkeep you're staying in is, of course, busy. It's at the docks. There's people coming and going constantly. There are a few other people that stay in the inn here. Not a lot of them. They tend to be, like sailors or business people related to ships that are coming in. Something that's related to some of the ships that are coming in and going out, too. You can definitely tell a lot of the ships that are coming in here are shipping. This place is just heavy, heavy shipping. There doesn't seem to be a lot. There's, no, touristiness, nothing like that. The strange lady at the front desk is probably the friendliest Formian you will see here. The rest of them pretty much just ignore you. Not even, it's not even, giving you bad looks or something. It's just they treat you as if you don't exist. Same with the Cyclops.
I don't know if there's anything Docs would do here. No, I don't think there's anything Docs would be doing here, really. He's not really interested in sightseeing or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. Then you'll, is anybody else doing anything? Mishka, Vercel, or just kind of passing the time?
Probably just passing time. Making
Okay.
sure the pets and all the worms and stuff are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the worms are doing
Yeah.
good. They'll
Relaxing.
eat some stuff that you'll give them, tiny rodents and stuff like that, that they'll tear apart and, eat. And very, they kind of, chug it back in their mouths where they kind of, it's that thing that kind of just doesn't, eat as well, so it, kind of lifts its head up and just kind of, lets it slide down into its throat kind of thing, Very pleasant. Occasionally, the platypi will belch smoke. Anyway, after a few days, you will get a message. You'll get a time that Robin should be arriving there. Is effectively what you'll get from your imp friend, Zarin. I almost brain farted his name there. Almost. So, yeah, Zarin will kind of be like, should be a couple of days. Give you time. You can easily meet with Robin, who'll be like, who will send someone down. Of course, she's not going to come to the edge of the boat herself. She's going to have someone waiting there. It's like, Miss Vercel, Miss Mishka, Miss Thursey, how good to see you again. Welcome aboard. And you must be their new associate, Docs.
Yes.
I am the first mate and have been told to assist you in any way necessary. And there's a tall, handsome man who's got no sleeves on his shirt. He's like a sailor without sleeves, Mm-hmm. You'll notice that all the sailors on her yacht have no sleeves. In fact, some of them have it's just a vest almost kind of thing, that's over top of them, showing off their mighty manly chests. Anyway, yeah. The boat will take you back to Calimport. No, not red vests. Blue vests. They're sailors.
Docs will just enjoy the sights, and that's it.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You can be invited to Robin's yacht party, which is effectively her and her associates looking after her. Mm-hmm. Her many associates who are all beautiful younger men who she employs to hang around with her and take care of her various needs. Anyway, yes, you'll arrive back in Calimport. It's good to be home.
Yes, home.
I mean,
Definitely home.
for 3 of you, it's home. For the 4th of you, it's
A place.
a place. You weren't in much of a home when you were up in Neverwinter anyway.
Nope.
So, the town's as you left it. all the various areas. You can get back to the apartment. The apartment building is in relatively good shape. It hasn't burned down, hasn't been destroyed. You know, all in good shape. You'll kind of be greeted at the door by Lay. It's like, oh, is my order here? Oh. I weren't expecting all of you back today.
Oh, things happen. I probably have a lot to talk about. I'm sure you want to hear all the details, blah, blah, blah. I need a drink.
Well, sure. I guess come on back in. It's your place. I gotta look up the other Ernest's name because I've got it on here somewhere and I can't remember what it was. Oh, there it is. Kyrira. Harpy of the Fifth. You'll see that, like, your living room has actually changed. Entirely new couch. There's looks to be some kind of armor stand with Uranus armor on it and, like, a greatsword kind of hanging on it. A bunch of, like, posters are on the wall. And, of course, like, sitting on the couch is Kyrira, who's just watching TV. Who's dressed in a woman's, like, muscle shirt. And, like, just, like, shorts. You are back! Excellent! Is it time for me to stop my training and start true war, to bring back the warrior's outfit of old? I've been enjoying my time. I've caused many men and women to cry and to bleed. Also, I've been enjoying cooking shows. I have learned how to make a proper steak, bloody and meaty.
Docs will not responding, just like blankly stare and just drink out of the alcohol he has.
You'll see, like, on top of the fridge is Zarin set up with a laptop with headphones on. They're, like, sized for him. And he's just, like, doing stuff. And if you get an angle on the laptop, you'll see that looks like he's playing, like, computer games of, like, some kind of shooter or something on it. Oh, shit! Give me a minute. No, Scrub Lord 52. I'll take the shot. I'll take the shot. Don't worry about it. He'll finish up his match and then be like, oh, hey, how's it going? You're home. So... Hello. I've been doing important work. Probably. Putting the laptop down, like the top down of the laptop.
Yeah, it's been a busy time.
What the hell is that thing?
Oh, there's more. Don't worry about it. Also, there's a third one now, and he'll point to Thursday.
I'm blanking out what the point for Thursday would be.
That Thursday's like in earnest now.
Oh yeah, that's right. God, sorry. There's a third one. It's like, oh, sister, have you brought forth yourself for war? You'll see that she'll, like, reach over to the rack and, like, kind of, like, knock it down partially. Like, it'll, like, kind of, like, knock into the wall. And she'll pull out the greatsword and kind of, like, throw it up into the ceiling, you know, so it, like, chunks into the ceiling. And you'll hear this bang from above, and you'll hear this voice being like, instead of keep it down, it's like, Mistress, do you need my assistance?
I should not have drunk some water for that.
I forget these roofs are too tiny for the great sword to be pulled forth. Where's your sword and bow and armor? Or are you another one of the harlot? I keep telling you I have a name. You are still the harlot in my eyes and always will be. Though you have done mighty to prove that you are a true sister of my own. Anyway, until the battle becomes, I will head back to our apartment. We just guard this one. I'll be back a little later. I will stay up for you. I will leave my sword here. I normally do. She'll put the sword back, kind of fix up the armor rack, turn off the TV, and then leave and be like, and kind of like, you know, just kind of push by all of you. Anything that I should know about? I mean, he's been kind of in charge of everything. Take care of it.
There might be something, and Docs will kind of like telepathically inform her that he may have fucked up by talking to the sword.
That seems to be an issue. I might be able to do something to help with that. I can look into it. But I really should get back to Karira. She gets nervous if I don't hang around back at the apartment.
Well, alright. See you around.
Yeah. If you need me, anything. Oh, and if you find someone, trust me, you should find someone. I've felt a lot better since I have.
You know that's a bit difficult for me.
Look, she might be a musclehead, but she puts up with all my other stuff I do.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, apparently the Airnesses are in a relationship now.
Well, good for them.
Uh-huh. They say opposites attract. And as that's done, Zirin will kind of float down and be like, "Well, that was fun. So, you get what you went out for."
We went out for specifically all of this started to get the full eye, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I say yes. I say, setting the eye on the table.
Excellent. I can feel the powers of hell even now as we speak.
I feel like it'd be good for you to hold on to this for now.
The thing's the size of me. I ain't holding on to shit. I can leave it right here as a good old, table mount. Also, technically speaking, I can communicate with hell through it, but that's besides the point.
Just tell me where to put it, and you can guard
No. It makes a fine centerpiece for our coffee table. A horrible, evil artifact of Asmodeus. I gotta be honest, we don't really have a better place in the apartment for it.
That's fair. To be fair, I'm not worried about it's getting stolen with, looks over at the sword-wielding maniac of a...
the sword-wielding maniac Ernest left, along with the other Ernest.
I know,
Yeah.
but looks
towards the armor, or like the armor that's on the rack. Yeah, that she left it here. So, okay, good news, bad news. You were going to contract the troll, find the girl. Excellent. You have some armies of hell. They've mostly kept to the pocket dimension, but there's a couple of other things that have occurred that I should probably inform you about. The site been deemed cursed. Because perhaps, 5 or 6 people went missing and were never found again.
Understandable.
Yeah. Also, I may have I may have inadvertently created a new general of hell. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's an interesting thing.
A useful one or someone I'm going to have to deal with later? As Doc just kind of lights his cigarette.
Probably the
He's done
former.
with everything.
Probably the former. Especially if you got Mishka around. Mishka, you're good with this one. So, I may have left Bob in charge of the armies of hell. For anybody that is not familiar with Bob, Bob is a pig farmer who effectively is the guy from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
He is significantly sounder of mind than he sounds.
Yes,
But he effectively is like, he is a chainsaw-wielding maniac that murders people and feeds them to his pigs. And he now is in charge of an armies of hell.
To be fair, at least his pigs are well fed, and we can have tasty bacon.
And he takes care of his mother very well. Mother!
Oh yeah, his mother, who's like this almost desiccated corpse.
She's still alive. She like kind of turns towards you very slowly, just kind of opens her mouth and goes,
Yeah.
"Yes, mother!"
Effectively. She's like,
And
then he understands what she
just
says.
like, she's basically dead, but
yeah. She, for all purposes, she should be dead.
Yes.
yeah.
Look, everybody loves Bob. He's the best of them all, and now he's got a new job, and a new nice outfit when you meet up with him. But so that might be something you want to check up on at some point. But otherwise, good work, team. We got the eye. We're like 2/3 of the way towards what you need. Now you need a girl who's willing to, well, gotta be honest, to screw the spiritual essence of our deity. That's easier said than done.
Huh. Well, can't be worse than dealing with a desert full of gargantuan monsters.
Lightning. Human leather, slick room world. Gargantuan monsters, you say? That sounds awful. I'm glad I didn't come with you. Gonna be honest, I'm tiny. Everything bothers me.
Yeah, it was not a fun trip. So who's this troll who contacted you? Stocks wasn't there for any of that.
No. It's probably somewhere on my notes here. There's a Varg who oh, that's right. A Varg who lost it. Didn't he have no feet or something? I don't know.
Is it the jungle dwarf?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the one with no feet.
Yeah.
There. That's not the right one too. That's the poor professor who's mad somewhere. Feldgnar Fiddlebrook, that professor, that gnome that survived, the gnome that lived. Man, if only I had these notes organized in such a way that I could look through them and figure out where the name of this dude is. I have no idea. So I'm going to say Torg will be his new name. If it's not his actual name, it's...
Wait, which person?
The troll. The anthropologist troll that you said inside of things. Do you have his name?
Marg, troll
Marg!
businessman at Neverwinter Auction House.
There you go, Marg. Marg was what?
Troll businessman at the Never River Auction House.
Was it not Marg? Was it someone else that you sent in charge of the anthropology stuff? I thought it might have been a troll or something.
There was Miss Misgivings and Ray Can Kill as well from Waterdeep. So we did Waterdeep and sorry, Neverwinter Marg. You got that wrong. Marg was the one who was the auction house guy who gave us the lead for the thing. The genealogist was Ray Can Kill.
Okay, sorry, I was getting confused. The troll confused. I that's something that I definitely did. So Ray Cankill was the one that contacted you. Your notes were better in this case, which I
write down people's names because I'm terrible with names.
I do too, but I have like these note pages which I keep like writing them in various random places where I have space. So
I also have them separated by location. So Waterdeep,
that helps.
Ray Cankill, genealogist. Neverwinter, Marg, troll businessman.
Yeah. So Ray Cankill will contact you. It's like, I found some stuff out. With the message.
Yes, this is Purcell. We just got back from a business trip.
Ah. Well, I probably won't ask any questions about where it was, just because, whatever. But, I was looking into your information on the, woman that you wanted to find out about. The, frick my brain. Now I have to remember her name. You remember it. Please tell me you remember it very quickly. I don't have to look it up.
Wait. Miss Misgiving?
No, the woman you're looking for. Her family line.
Oh. Her family line is... I have this in Girl Quest. Tim and Mia Ston move to Waterdeep.
Yes.
Mia moves back to Baldur's Gate. Line breaks. Tim stays in Break. Tim stays in Waterdeep, sorry.
Tim stayed in Waterdeep, yeah. So,
so basically there were two descendants they were looking at, Tim and Mia.
Mm-hmm.
Mia moves back to Baldur's Gate, and the line breaks, basically. Couldn't find any information. And then Tim stays in Waterdeep, but we also lost track of him. I'm not sure. I don't remember if the line breaks because she died without an heir, or if it just lost track of her.
So I was looking into everything for you, trying to figure out what was going on there. I was looking into everything and trying to figure out what was going on there, and was trying to trace the lines. And it did take me quite a little bit of work. Since you only kind of asked me to dedicate some side time to it, I wasn't able to give my full attentions to it. Though I was able to put the last few weeks a little bit more attention to it because I found it was actually quite interesting, actually. It turns out that this Stone line still exists. At least a few members of it that I was able to discover. The one we were looking at originally in Waterdeep, which was Tim?
Yes.
Tim Ston, I was able to find out that he had a number of descendants in Waterdeep. Now, one of them actually went on to fight in the Great Northern Wars and become one of the major generals there. The only unfortunate thing about his line is that about 200 years ago, it mostly died off. From what I can tell, there is one remaining member of that family that I've been able to discover. An older gentleman by the name of Ronald Steinen, who lives still in the Heartlands area. He'll give you an exact location. He's about in his 90s, though. The other side of...
So it was... So, 90s in where?
The Heartlands area of Faerun, which is north of the, Sea of Stars, I think it is, there. I can give you the exact location. But he has a distinct disadvantage of being a man. And the only known member of that family line that seems to be alive still.
And what was his name? I'm just still writing this stuff down.
Yeah, Ronald Styland.
Okay.
Now, that wasn't the only group that seemed to exist. I found out that another section of that remaining family actually ended up in part of the elven colonies. Obviously becoming a half-elf. The half-elf line. They were actually in the areas that attempted to retake the lost city of... Oh my god, I think everything kind of froze up for me for a second there. Okay, there we go. I tried to open the giant map.
Oh no.
I know. I shouldn't have. It broke everything.
Damn map.
Yeah, it's very nice,
Damn.
but it's like it's gigantic, so it takes so much computing to like open
Yeah,
up.
it's so weird just how terrible it is.
It's good but bad. That's the problem. It's just like Myth Tranner.
Once you open it, it's fine.
They were attempting to rebuild the or retake the ruins of Myth Draenor for a period of time before it once again destroyed in a massive detonation of some kind of magical device. A massive magical explosion. The unfortunate thing...
Oh, hold on. Okay, you went jittery there for a moment.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Because I think we just froze up. Oh, hey, no, it died. But did it? Still says we're good. Okay, no. That was weird. Am I, like, frozen up on... Oh, no, it did disconnect. We back into OBS? We back into things? Hello? Am I hearable by anybody right now? I don't know. Can you hear me on stream? Is at least OBS sort of working? I think Discord died there for a second. Alright. Better. Hey, I exist again. Hey, people exist again. Cool. I think that fixed. It reset itself. Still says I'm the same amount alive, but that might be a hiccup on line. I don't know.
Yeah, it says
That
that for me now.
That map is so cursed. That map is so cursed. It's great. It's great because it's massive and it has huge amounts of detail, but it's goddamn cursed.
It's too big.
It's too big. Again, like, I feel like it's something that I should, like, open ahead of time and then maybe work with ahead of time if I'm gonna do anything with it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Back.
Once it's open, it's fine.
So the other family ended up marrying, getting into effectively an elven family. So the other side of it. So they went into being like actually like half elves. They went to part of this group that was attempting to retake Myth Tranor before it was fully destroyed, or was lost a second time and fully destroyed this time in some kind of magical artifact explosion, which resulted in the majority of the city being destroyed. Very little is left now of Myth Tranor, or was back in those days, except little bits of the outer ruins and some of the underground ruins still remained. The center of the city was completely gone. After that explosion, the family actually fled to Evermeet. And this was during the time that Evermeet was inaccessible to anybody but those of elven blood. Even with their human blood, they were able to go there. It's approximately like 5 generations were supposedly spent in Evermeet. And it was around that time that the borders to Evermeet were opened up. That the family actually ended up moving once again. And have now settled in... Give me a second here to... that is not a good image to see with this here to give you some information from. They have settled in... That's a pretty good map for me to use. That I can just look up on it. Actually in New Waterdeep. And as far as he knows, the family has had a line there in New Waterdeep.
And what's the name of this guy? Or do we have a final end, or do we just know the line name?
He can give you the names of a couple of individuals, but the thing is, like, he was able to trace to a few individuals in New Waterdeep, but he was unable to, at this point in time, get all the full things. He wanted to inform you of some of the basics he found of. Like, he's like, I can keep looking into it. There, in fact, is 4 names I can give you. Let me throw these into the chat here. Let's see here. So it's Jessica Stone, Mark Glamourhorn, Celsian Trays, and Mart Ston. So one actually has the Ston name still.
Jessica Stone, Mark Glamourhorn, Jessica Trays. That's what I got wrong.
Celsian Trays is probably the one that has the most elven blood remaining in them. But they went a lot more pure blood elven in their time in Evermeet, and, you know, have since then also in the in New Waterdeep, which is a much more mixing pot, kind of, you have mixtures of who's, you know, partially elven or not, and how much of it, that blood is. Like, if your great grandfather was elven, you're probably not very elven. Gonna say that there, you know. Yeah. There's a reason there ain't no quarter elves. Anyway, New Waterdeep.
It should be a quarter elf.
New Waterdeep is on Mastapan Island.
Actually,
yeah.
that's probably because I think in some lore, like, half elves are technically quarter fae. You know, it's like there's like almost a range of, like, basically it's like elves are basically half human, half fae, and then half elves are half human, half elf. So yeah, you get lower than that, it's pretty diluted fae blood.
Regardless, though, yeah. You're being sent to, well, Mazdaca. New Waterdeep is one of the, was founded by a group of merchants from Waterdeep who wanted to settle in Mazdaca sometime, probably a little bit after, probably around the time that you left, was when the settlement was in its earliest days. Since then, it actually has become a really great trading partner with original Waterdeep, though they are separated. It's got control of its island, Mastapan Island. It's a pretty large island, so there's a lot of settlements on there, but New Waterdeep is the current capital of Mastapan. So, yeah. There you go. Let's take our break here. We're out of break time. I was thinking one break just because we started as late as we did. Anyway, and then we had that issues with tech issues. So, if you need a drink, snack, bathroom break, go take it. We'll have a little bit of probably a little bit of a longer break, I'm going to assume, because it's only one break here. And we'll be back, and we'll talk about getting to New Waterdeep and taking care of issues there. So, see you in a second, folks. Now I got it. And Brimp. Hey, welcome back. The last hour here. So, you've gotten technically 5 names. One which sounds like it's pretty much definitely a dead end. The one side of the family that seems to be down to a very elderly male member who that seems to be the last thing that's there. On the other hand, you do have 4 names of people that are all living in New Waterdeep. Now, as Kilkin said, Kilcan, he doesn't have the full information about like all the people that are in that family. He was able to trace some lines down to these 4. He's assuming that there are more members of the family that exist of these ones, but these are like the 4 main names he was able to discover.
Santa's freeze for anyone else?
Am I frozen for people? It
No,
doesn't
You
you're-
froze for a second.
Okay.
You're good
Good.
now, but
Because I'm watching the stream, you're still moving.
Okay.
You froze for just a second on our end.
Yay!
Hooray! Also, can you hear that? Like,
Yes,
Yes.
the siren in the
yeah, I'm
background.
gonna mute.
It sounds like Silent Hill's coming for you.
Sounds like a tornado warning.
Okay. That's actually true.
Or Siren Head. If we want to go creepy, we can say it sounds like Siren.
I was saying that like he was changing in the other realm and he was going to be in Silent Hill then. But anyway,
I like Siren Head.
I know of that. I don't know anything about that, so it's a harder one for me to be saying like, Anyway, yes. So, what's your plan? That's a tough one. You certainly can try to look into any of these names from here. But you have to remember, a genealogist who was looking into things from afar only found so much when trying to like get to records. He'll tell you like a lot of times a lot of these records aren't digital, and like trying to figure out all this stuff, you kind of have to go to the spot. And I don't have a chance to go to New Waterdeep. It was fortunate that a lot of the records that I was able to use to figure out some of the stuff were related to Waterdeep, and also our college actually has some records from some of these events that occurred. They actually have a nice group of records from ever meet as part of a kind of trade deal to get some information and share some things with one of their colleges. Hence why they have some copies of these records that they were able to use.
Well, I have returned from Silent Hill. Hello.
How was your time in the other world?
I don't know. I saw like a dude with a pyramid on his head with a big sword. It's kind of concerning.
That happens. That happens since Konami made everything Silent Hill 2.
I think he has some kind of metaphor that's been lost over the decades.
Yup. Sounds about right.
Doc's current plan is to continue taking his dad nap.
There are always sexy nurses with no faces now.
Yeah. Probably a platypus sitting on Doc's lap.
It's continuing to make its weird noises since it always does. Yeah. The best bet would probably be to head for New Waterdeep. Gonna be honest about that one.
Yep. First, though, we should probably deal with the army.
I mean, that might be good.
Could also probably take like maybe a couple of days to relax. You have had a month of non-stop travel.
That's also true. You have had like a month of non-stop travel, at least at this point in time.
Dox has definitely missed that Mafia Wedding.
You've definitely probably missed that Mafia Wedding.
Unfortunate.
Or it could be a side episode for next week.
Oh shit. Doc kind of wanted to go to that wedding. Doc's like his Mafia friend.
That could give more of a chance for Jess to return, since we're kind of on the back end of things here. We don't want to be without her. just in case we
It's
could
really
plan for
weird to
Mafia
end the
Wedding.
series without someone who started it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, why don't we play out today? Maybe, perhaps, you'll find out a
Yeah.
Mafia Wedding's coming up, and you can go see that next week as a side thing, and then, you know, that'll be like a 1 week side thing, and hopefully by then
episode.
we'll definitely have a Jess back, and then we can get into the main ending plot of going to Mazdaca and do Waterdeep.
Yeah, I mean, to Docs, it makes the most sense to head there. That's the only real lead, other than a 90-year-old man. Which isn't
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
work. But yeah, that sounds like proper plan.
You know what? Here's a little bit of information. That if you want to look into the 90-year-old man, just to make sure, turns out he's gonna be at that Mafia Wedding.
Hell yeah!
There you go.
Nice.
Go.
There you go. Now I've got it that it can connect all together at that end. So if you still want to possibly meet with him and see if, like, maybe there's parts of his family that have been lost to history that he might be able to look into, you can do that. So it's still going to be technically plot related. Technically.
Oh, okay, because that guy is a half elf, right?
The 90-year-old man is a half elf. Yes.
Yeah, he's not like dead yet.
Yeah. There's no. Well, I would say, like, sorry, he's a half elf and he's 90 years old in half elf years. Yeah. So I don't know what that would be.
Oh, so he is really old.
Yeah, he is really old. I don't know what that would be as a half elf, but effectively, what would 90 years old be for a half elf?
How long half elves live? I can math it out.
I'm looking it up right now.
250 or 300 or something.
180 apparently.
180.
So like probably around 170-ish.
Well,
Yeah.
if they live 180, that's
Yeah, so he's like 170.
Yeah. When does it say? Actually, the question is, when does it say humans live to?
Humans live to well, this is modern era, so I would assume kind of similar to our
Yeah, but
humans
I'm
in
just
real
saying,
life to
like,
like
they're-
80
they're-
to 90.
Yeah. But if we would probably want to look in the book and use the math from that then, because humans in
Humans live
Because
little less than a century, according to.
oh yeah, so they do say a little less than a century. Okay, good.
so basically, if they say a little less than a century, then you might be like 95. So 180. So it's pretty close to like 170. Is that one?
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go. He's like a 107-year-old half-elf man, descended from some great hero as part of the Northern Highlands War that took place about 1,000 years ago. You know, it's probably like a massive, you know, well-known war. It's sort of like, you know, there's those wars that people mention that you like, oh yeah, I've heard about that war, but you're also like, I don't know what happened to that war. It's like, you know, like the War of the Roses for, you know, England. People hear about that. Do you know anything about that? I don't, normally.
Definitely a war involving roses fighting each other. I
Yeah,
think that's historically
totally.
correct.
British roses. But anyway, it's kind of like that. Probably.
You know, I just realized something that's kind of sad.
Mm.
Half-elf children almost always outlive their human parents.
Yep.
Kind of sad if you think about it.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
The human instinct is that, you know, you die before your child does, which is why the concept of losing a child... Wait, no. Never mind. I'm a derp.
yeah, Lightning's got the historically accurate version.
My brain did a dumb. Of course they die first. I was thinking, like, the child dies first, and my brain went, okay. Oh, never mind. Continue.
Oh god. Yeah, Docs is not a history expert, so he couldn't tell you anything about that war.
Eh.
Yeah, Docs will also mention, hey, there's like probably in a little bit, there's a formal wedding up in that direction if we still want to go meet with this old elf dude. just in case.
What
Just
accent did I
heading-
use for Thursday?
I think it was because you stopped using Scottish. I think you switched to like Cockney.
Okay then, that might be not a bad idea. That's less travel, and we can relax at a wedding too, just in case. I like those mafia types. I think one of them wanted me to be their mistress.
Definitely try to be on your best behaviors as well. You don't want to end up in cement shoes. I had to do that to a few people.
All right.
You did that to people?
You know what?
Yeah,
I can-
You know, when someone like they say information they're not supposed to, you gotta take them out back, and he'll like slap his hand and like slap the back of his hand. There's other hand, deal with it, and then you have to dispose of the body, and fish will eat just about anything.
Yep.
You know, I can fix this. It's sad that elven parents often outlive their half-elf children. There we go. That's what's sad.
By the way, Mishka Doc is saying all this while petting the platypus.
I will say that Mishka low-key is very pleased with the fact that they have bonded.
It's the dad. I don't want dog.
It
Dad
literally
with dog.
It literally is, yes. Next is the worms.
Oh god.
As like one crawls across your forehead, you're like, next is the worms, and but from one area of your hair back into another, it's just like.
Oh.
Just wait until they're old enough to not be nesting on me.
Let's teach this platypus many bad things.
So yes, do you want to go check out the armies of hell that are massing for you?
Yes, that would be a good idea.
Yeah, Doc has still never seen these armies.
Mhm.
They've been told of fairly briefly. He's also never met Bob.
Mm-hmm.
No, I suppose I should probably look at these armies. I mean, I work with you and you're building them, and don't know who this Bob person is.
Okay, sounds like a plan. You'll head for the desert once again, and back to the old area of Memnon's Claw, the place where the old cult used to do their business for a long time. Now, it will be very noticeable that, unlike last time when you kind of drive out there and get to it, before there was a fenced-off area where there was an archaeological dig going on. Right now, it's closed up. It's fenced off. The archaeological site is being studied, but there's a sign saying site closed for safety reasons, which is everybody's fancy way of saying something happened here and not allowed into it until we figure it out.
Days since last accident, 0.
Accidents happened.
Wait, so are there people actively here looking into things, or is it just condemned?
It's not really condemned or anything. It's just there's some you don't see any signs of anybody here at all. It's fenced off. You do know that there was that secret way in through the back cave that you discovered. You're not sure how far the excavations and the archaeological work had gone to. So not sure how deep they had gone into the caverns. You do know that deep within the caverns, past the area of wraiths, was of course the brain fart area where all the devils were being summoned. Gonna be honest, the wraiths have probably been cleaned out by devils. Or are being ignored by or the wraiths are ignoring the devils and the devils don't care. I'm not sure which has happened, actually. Gonna be honest on that one.
Oh, if we have to fight a wraith,
Well-
I'm sure it'll be fine.
If we have to fight a wraith, we have an army of devils.
Very true.
True.
Throw some knives at it. Be fine.
So, yeah. Which way do you want to go in? You can try the front door, but you'd have to get through these gates who are like chained off. You can try the back way in. You're really not sure where the army of devils does their thing at all. You knew where they were, down deep in the recesses of the place. Which I can actually switch the map. Oh my god. That should be the correct one. Is that the correct map? That might be level 2. Yes, this is everywhere they explored. Hey, look at that. So I'm gonna shift ping everybody here. Shift ping. We'll throw evil map up. Is evil map working? Not really. But it's there.
This whole thing. We didn't. Did we ever? I think we did finish exploring. Actually, no. There's one door that's shown as locked.
I'm just gonna
Three.
sort of stick
doors
it over
there.
here. You did.
Yeah, we were wounded.
I'm gonna be honest. There was an incredible amount of area you didn't explore in here. You explored about a quarter to a third of this place, and then found the way down to the next floor.
Alright, it's dungeon.
We got
time.
really
Let's go.
wounded.
You got really wounded and really lucky because you're just like, hey, let's go this way. And I'm like, well, there's the stairs.
Yeah. And we're like, we can come back later.
And you never did.
Classic.
I'll shrink it up on this side so I can make it a little larger. I'll just put it where Thursday would be for now. There we go, and kind of extend it down. Anyway, there we go. So shift pinging. So yeah, that's where you would enter. That's where the secret passage from outside would lead to. And all the way down here at the bottom, shift pinging again, was the stairs down. And they knew the way down to that level. And if I switch levels here briefly, just to show people what is there, down here was the level where it was originally just guarded by these dudes here. Lemurs! Boop, boop, boop. Oh, that's alt ping, shift ping. Which they were just cleaning lemurs. Don't you remember the good old lemurs?
I liked them. Nobody else
Hate
did.
them.
Little slime monsters that have like brooms that are also leaving slime trails, so they're probably cleaning up after themselves constantly or something, you know, that kind of thing. Anyway, I don't know why I've got lemurs all over this map.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. They're cleaning, I guess.
I guess I just put more on the map to keep cleaning. There was the big old skeleton thing. I don't know what this was. This guy with a broom or something.
What is this dude?
I don't know.
He's trying to. They haven't noticed I'm not one of them yet.
I think he was one of the ones who got like upgraded or something.
Oh, it's the guy who got. Oh, it was the bearded devil. That's right. Because a bunch
Yeah,
of them combined
because-
together.
Yes.
Your
One
presence
of them
caused.
did.
That's
upgraded.
right. There was like 5 of them that had been just down here working for the longest time.
Yeah,
And when you
and
showed
then
up,
they got upgraded.
more of them showed up. That's why I was throwing them all over the map, because you guys caused more of them to start showing up. That's right. And then they started
Yeah.
combining to bigger devils. Great. So you want to make your way down here?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Docs will just follow where the group goes.
I forgot I have
that's
everything
right.
not on the not on the correct map layer. Man, these were
you
the
could
days.
just- You could just take us, move us to the side, select everything, move it to the map layer.
I'm not bothering. It was just the stairs. I gotta be honest.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I was selecting was the stairs at that point in time, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm sure the furniture is also on the token layer right now and things like that, but I don't care enough. We're good. I've got the map up. I've got the rolls up. We're looking fine. Anyway, so you'll arrive down here at the through the staircase. You'll actually find that the second layer is pretty clear. Like you don't get the same sense of like overwhelming dread that used to exist on like the kind of level above you, the third layer, I'm sorry, as it was before. You'll kind of quickly break through and kind of head down here, and as soon as you get to the bottom of the stairs, there's a Lemur there.
Friend of yours?
No.
Alright.
She is actively staying as far away from them as she possibly can.
So what's the plan?
It's just it's kind of in the way.
I mean, I could try to deal with it.
You don't have to kill it, just move it.
Doc will attempt to move it?
As you like kind of like try to like put your hands into it, because if you've ever seen a lemur, they're like a pile of like gooey, like oozing flesh. It kind of looks like with a face.
Get
Anyway,
out.
you'll kind of like you'll try to push it a little bit, and it'll kind of like turn and start kind of like oozing slowly down the hall for like a minute, and then it'll kind of like turn back and go. And then turn back the way you were kind of pushing it and go. Insight roll.
Alright.
With disadvantage because it's a lemur.
Alright.
Are we all doing this, or is it just Doc?
It was 14.
Anybody can. You were observing it.
Oh boy. Not by choice. Not observing it by choice.
Uh-huh. I'll roll for Thursday. This Thursday sheet would open up.
What are we rolling for again? Sorry.
Some insight with disadvantage on a lemur.
Alright.
Got it.
I'm just gonna roll it again.
Yeah, just roll again. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not Amber. Misha's not even trying to look at it
You're
anyway,
like, oh god, this thing is just. There's something wrong with it.
This is perfectly fine. I was gonna roll for a second too, so this honestly works.
It does work perfectly. It's like, nope. Just gonna nope.
Give me a
it.
second. My sheet's lagging with every click.
Ah, great.
Nice.
Epic.
Hey, so for Cell and Docs, you get the sense after like observing it for a minute, you think it wants it to you to follow it? You think?
I think it's trying to get us to follow it.
Very well. Let's do so.
Alright.
I say lead on to the lemur.
Do we have a choice?
I mean, it's in the way. Alright, I'm coming.
So you'll follow behind this thing and be like,
Stop turning into a turkey.
it's not a turkey noise. It's a lemur noise, which is a slime monster.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it. I'm on stream right now, so you go play that. I'll make my noises. Alright, go now. Okay, Aurora? Don't want to get you in trouble. Okay? Love you.
Turkey.
Uh-huh. So you'll find the creature, it'll kind of like go... And it will lead you, into the main room, of course. So really, it's kind of probably leading you where you were going to go anyway. That kind of thing. But, you know, it wanted to be important.
Well, congrats, buddy, you did it.
I have to find my list of devils. So in this room, you can see that there is a large amount of lemurs around, kind of just hanging out, and you will observe something that the group had seen before. You are going to see a group of these lemurs, probably about like a dozen of them, start to kind of like move together to one spot and begin to like kind of like ooze together into one thing. They're gonna go making like weird noises and vibrating, and then they'll kind of like ooze into one thing and kind of combine together in a weird thing. And then after like a minute, you'll see this emaciated kind of like creature kind of emerge from the slime with this large kind of like tail that kind of goes over its head, like almost like a scorpion tail. That looks like it's like a face that's almost like a skull and long claws. So they kind of go. This larger, like insectile creature will kind of like, I'm just gonna use this guy and make him bigger. We'll kind of move in from over here, and you'll hear, "Oh, brother, you have been born. It is you. Oh, great bringers of hell to this realm. Welcome. Your armies amass. Have you come for the great war?"
You need one more piece before the war can start.
"And the blood of mortals and their souls will be ours.
Yes.
Have you come to observe the military ranks? We prepare. This one will join the lines."
That is why we have come.
"Excellent. Come this way. We've created a gate to the surface where our armies train." I'll lead you over here. There are like still lemurs all over the place going. You'll see one like reach out its arms towards you.
Hello there. Don't touch the suit.
There's still one in the corner, like sweeping, kind of. Anyway, over in here where the Bone Naga used to be, seems to be a gate made of like probably the skeletal remains of a lot of cultists. A lot of cultists. So it's like a bone gate that's a swirling black vortex. In order to allow those of the lesser variety that could not teleport to go to where the army went, we created the circle to take us to where the army is built. You brought us a grand general. It has been most excellent. I am in charge of sending the new recruits to the armies. Go through and see what you have brought forth to the material plane.
Alright,
Very well.
Docs will step through.
Alright,
Same.
you'll set through this swirling black vortex of doom, and come across what looks to be like the other end of the portal, again made of bone. Well, this one a little less old bone and more like this one seems to be made about bones that seems a little fresher. This end of the portal, or at least a little like sinewy. On top of what looks to be like a black stone pyramid of some kind that's approximately like 30 feet tall. In front of you seems to be some form of military operation of what is best described as an army of devils. There's probably about 1,000 there.
Impressive.
Of course, they've got entire like divisions flying in the air of like spine devils. Bearded devils seem to make up the main infantry, along with barb devils, chain devils, bone devils, horn devils, a number of Iranuses, groups of ice devils, and 2 pit fiends that are flanking like this kind of smaller figure dressed in this kind of strange spiked black armor, with each hand holding a chainsaw.
Nice.
Ah! Left! As they all turn left. Right!
He'll say to one of you.
Yes.
Seems lovely.
He looks
wonderful.
he looks like a cross between like an evil like D&D character and a Mad Max character in his outfit. So it's like got like it's armor that's spiked and stuff, but there's lots of it that's randomly like missing to like show off like, you know, like his body and stuff.
He clearly doesn't belong here, but he's really
He's making the best of it.
he's really feeling it.
He's really into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's really feeling this. And I love that for him.
Mm-hmm. Ah, friends!
I'm so incredibly willing to bet that they didn't tell him to dress like anything. But he chose to do this to fit in.
Excitement! Oh!
And
Hold these! He's gonna give one, like, each of the chainsaws to each of the pit fiends, and he's gonna be like, come! He'll wait for you.
Oh.
Yes.
Docs will start walking.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like, kind of down the center of the lines. There does seem to be kind of like, kind of a couple whispers in amongst the devils, like in Infernal, that they're like, is it time? The time draws near. The time draws near. Soon, the souls in blood. The souls in blood. You know, there's a lot of whispers in amongst them, and as you kind of head up, and like Bob's like, hello, friends!
Hello.
Hello, Bob.
Military! Mom, proud!
Sure she is.
Over there! And in the chair is like his mom, as emaciated in the same kind of dress with like just like a spiked helmet on.
Yes.
As like as you kind of like look towards her, like you'll see like this like only one of the eyes kind of moves slightly towards you, and the mouth opens just a little bit, goes, see, proud.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Ready, war. Pigs eat long. Also, war pigs.
Oh my god, yes.
Does he gesture to pigs now?
Yes, he gestures to what appears to be a group of... It looks to be a group of imps riding, like, armored pigs.
Oh my lord. The fucking imps have pigs now.
Wonderful.
And they've got, like, you know, like, tiny, like, lances and stuff on them, so they're, like, you know, or, like, spiked
Yes.
weapons. War pigs.
Hell yeah.
They also seem a little bit more... devilish? Like, maybe perhaps a little tainted by fiendish energies? They are perhaps
my
now
God.
fiendish pigs.
Fiendish pigs.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
What can I do for you? Not time for muffins! The one pit fiend next to him will go, but I like your muffins. He does make good muffins.
He does make good muffins, yes. honestly forgot why we got here.
Alright, you're here to like observe them
Right,
or
right,
talk
right.
to Bob. I don't remember.
It's like you came here for a reason, but it's like everything that's happened has already made it lose your mind.
Yeah, like Doc is just confused. No.
Well, we are working on getting the final pieces to make this army useful. It will be imperative to have this force once the ritual starts, but we need the last piece for it still.
Excellent! Cleaning up old base! Making awesome again! Made new friends!
Yes.
Want back to tent for snacks! Awkward!
The hell pig.
I don't even know.
What did he ask?
He's offering to go back to his
I
tent
don't
for
think any-
snacks, and there was some
Alright.
silence afterward, and he's like, awkward!
Doc, sure, we'll go for snacks, I guess.
Oh, tent over there!
He'll lead you to his like
You should,
tent.
Fall over you.
There's probably some setup of some like various buildings which are being constructed for like purposes. Probably one of them seems to be built for like probably taking like captives and stuff, things like that. They seem to have made like a loose temple to Asmodeus here, of course, too, that they're kind of constructing and building better.
Right.
You know, the usual. He's like, "Ugh." He'll like he'll this is the first time you've seen it because he normally like wears something on his head. He'll take off his helmet and he'll kind of like look towards you and he'll have this like incredibly handsome face, except kind of like the teeth are a little yellowed because that's all you could see before. And he kind of clenches and he's like,
Ugh, hot in there! Miss Bag!
Still missing it.
Ugh, no muffins, but have cookies from earlier! Good bakers teaching angry ladies to bake!
Cookies are wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I have tea!
Okay, teaching angry ladies to bake. teaching
Earnest is the bake,
why do I
yes.
keep blanking? Earnest is to bake. Oh my god.
I also have tea! Give me a minute! Ah!
He'll like take and look like he's gonna like open a drawer and like look through a number of like what looks to be like head bags to wear over your face with like, you know, just the eyes and like mouth kind of open, and he'll find one and he'll kind of wear it. He's like,
Much better!
Glad you're more comfortable.
Makes Mom nervous! Look too much like Dad! Cookies?
Doc will accept the cookie.
Already murdered 3 towns! Use bones to make gates!
Productive.
Yes! Small desert villages replaced!
Well, don't cause too much trouble. We don't want the, we don't want to arouse any armies just yet.
Birdwings watching!
Good.
Oh, Nothing else report! Going well! Mom proud! New job! Got farm workers!
Oh, well, that's nice.
That's very good.
Seems very, very good at leading this army.
Yes!
Glad that you're enjoying it.
Lots of fire!
Yes. I'd imagine so.
Urgh. Any more conversation?
Yeah, we probably just
Oh.
go over.
Yeah, we go over the important things, and then Misha will talk about setting up a pen for the platypus.
Explain a lot!
Is he asking for? Is he asking for explanation, or is he
No!
saying that?
Received word from strange man! Spoke accent! Talked about showing up!
Mm-hmm.
Looking for you! Urgh.
Oh.
Bug pen good! Animal pen good! Set up!
Mm-hmm.
Strange man! Funny accent!
Kind of.
Told him, talk, tiny one!
Talk to tiny one.
Yes! Hasn't left yet!
Where is he?
In temple!
Alright, well,
I suppose we should go see who this is.
makes sense.
Yes.
Alright.
Just as a note, by the way, Docs has just been in normal changeling form since, like,
Mhm.
pretty much all of those.
Mhm.
So, of course, you'll see the places being constructed and set up, and there's like a lot of devils working in here. And I have to drink some water because Bob's voice always wrecks me.
Mm-hmm.
Discord, for me, was, like, didn't like Bob's voice, because it was, like, every other word was just cutting out.
Oh god, it should be off in Discord.
I don't know
That-
if it's something on my end that's doing it or not.
It might have reset something in my sound too. I'll have to check it, like, because I knew like sometimes I peak with certain things, and then I try to shut it off for that. So I'll have to check on it. We'll check it off this stream. Anyway,
Right.
there'd be kind of like what looks to be a dark-haired suited man in like one of the pews, like flicking a coin up and down, like catching it, flick, 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 catch, flick, 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 catch, flick, 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 catch.
Does he seem familiar, or is he?
Maybe you're only really seeing him from behind, and he's like a little farther now. Like as like
Alright.
some like there's like these like bearded devils are like kind of greeting you like, "Hello, welcome. Are you here for worship?"
We're here to speak to that person over there.
Good, can you get him out of here? He prevents work.
We can try.
If he was not a servant of our Lord, we would have murdered him and flayed his flesh upon our altar.
Is he, like,
Appropriate
sitting
response.
at the pew?
He's just kind of like he's actually got his like feet up on the pew in front, so he's kind of like leaning between two pews, kind of like his arm up on the one side, and the other with the coin flicking it.
Docs will just go and take a seat next to him.
Oh,
I guess I will as well.
Mm-hmm.
hello. It is good to see you again.
Now do we see?
Is this,
Now that we see him.
oh god, I forget the name.
Mm-hmm.
Guy who sent us back.
He doesn't look familiar.
Does he sound familiar?
No.
How did you get here?
Oh,
What do you mean?
I took a boat. I finished my business in my homeland. And I was contacted by the Red Man, who asked me to come here, saying I might be useful, that you might need things taken care of.
I'm gonna insight check.
Sure. You won't have disadvantage on this one.
That's a good idea. I'll use it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did it at disadvantage again, dang it.
You just take.
We'll just take the
whatever.
first one.
Yeah, the
So,
first number.
yeah.
Pops up.
You are lucky that
22.
you picked the first number.
Okay. You get the feeling he's probably talking about, like, murder, maybe? Like, getting rid of... You've seen his type in many a place. He's in Calimport, in various other locations in the world. He's very criminal, very gangsterish. Especially, you, Docs, would recognize the nature of him.
Docs will ask, be freelance or part of an organization?
He'll kind of give this really wry smile and be like, that is right. You would not recognize me, as I am now. Not that it hasn't been long enough to forget old scars. No? Nothing?
I don't know. Does that ring a bell for Docs at all?
Give me another insight check. I'll say... Just give me another insight check for this one.
Consistent rolling. But...
Yeah, it's a good roll, but I feel like I don't want to give you too many hints. It is something familiar. He talked about scars and made a motion over his one eye.
I mean, the thing is, I'm trying to figure out is, like, Stocks was not here for half of, like, pretty much, probably over half.
I will also tell you, his accent feels Kozakoran.
Is it the flump? I swear to God.
Is it? Well,
I swear to God.
if it's my friend.
Were you a flump last time we talked?
And you'll hear this voice in your head. Now you're thinking like a boss, you see?
Stocks will give a chuckle.
Nishka will clap a little bit. My friend!
Very, very good disguise.
Mm-hmm.
We got him back.
But I think that's probably a great point to leave it. You've got your gangster flump back.
My flump!
Got him back.
Man,
I'm sure Docs and Marcel are so happy.
took care of some business back in the homeland, you see? I had some things to do, you see? Then the Red Man came and sent me back to help you out. Need some people taken care of, you see? All good, but Strahd would have been pretty memey. I'm not gonna throw Strahd randomly in this thing. I have enough insanity as it is.
God.
The platypus is memey enough, thank you very much.
Yes,
I feel like that would be the point in time I would need like one next to me to point to it for it to like kind of go ark.
I really do appreciate this very much.
Oh my God.
I've definitely been the cause of most of the annoyances, and I love it.
Look, I'm not saying I don't love the platypus and making the noises it makes.
Oh, yeah, no.
Every time I get an excuse to do anything with that thing, it's wonderful.
Oh my God.
It's great. I love it.
I like take a drink. I think that's a pretty good place to leave it off there. We're a little early, but we started a little late too, and hopefully we can see about Jess coming back next week. Regardless, though, sounds like you guys are gonna finish, or you folks are gonna finish up here and go attend a wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll be next week's episode, a wedding And then after that,
A wedding we will totally be safe at.
totally be safe at. And after that, journeying to new Waterdeep.
New water.
I don't know what you're talking about. Mafia members are totally safe. They don't at all get paid to kill people.
Especially the
Aside
Elven
from
Mafia.
the-
You don't
Yeah.
sleep. You don't sleep with the fishes for the Elven Mafia. You sleep in the trees.
Yeah,
Right,
Doc
right.
has never killed anyone, obviously, in his time with the Mafia.
Oh yeah, totally not. Besides the fact that he quite literally explained to Misha
Yep.
what he meant by putting cement in their shoes.
Yep, exactly.
But he's never been. You know.
Let's go around and have people shout out who they are, where to find them, etc., etc. Just like that. Let's go counterclockwise. We'll go start with Jinx.
Jinx, that's me. I'm Jinx Jams on Twitch and Twitter. I stream every Thursday for sure. The rest of my schedule has been a bit crazy. But I might be starting to do, for sure, Tuesday stream every week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays should be pretty 100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Worm.
I'm Diamond Worm. You can find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWorm or at DiamondWorm on Twitter. That's Diamond Worm spelled with a W-I-R-M. I stream Tuesdays, and I've been streaming pretty consistently. Sorry, not Tuesdays, Thursdays. I'm on this channel on Tuesdays. But I'm pretty streaming consistently, usually around 11:30 Pacific time, PST,
Cool.
on Thursdays.
And
Saturdays, I sometimes stream as well.
And Momo.
Hi, Momo Shu on Twitch, Andy Shu on Twitter. It's been quite a while since I streamed, but I have plenty of life things fixed now, so I may get back to it.
Myself, Tantanar and Dracovin. You can find me here for all the RPGs. Of course, this show every approximately every 2 o'clock on Mondays. You can join us. There's also at 2 p.m. EST on Tuesdays, Legacies of Kain, the Vampire the Masquerade show. On Thursdays at 8:30. I gotta remember it's 8:30 now. I gotta remember that. We changed it slightly. I keep trying to forget that. Children of Wrath, the D&D meets Magic the Gathering show. Starting a bit later just because one of our players had to do that because of work. So, you know, just a schedule change that wasn't so bad that we couldn't just put the show back a half an hour. Discussing tabletops Saturdays at 2 p.m. I stream games here and there across the, occasionally. There's plenty to check out with that. Stardew Valley, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines are the two main ones right now, but there's some other ones that'll probably pop up here and there. Yeah, I think that's it right now for myself. If I have any more important announcements, I'll throw them out. As for now, I'm going to head off. These folks are going to head off. Hopefully we'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll get a Jess back with us, since it sounds like she's finally recovering from a lot of the, basically horrible amounts of non-sleep she's been getting forever.
Yeah.
And various other issues that were going on in the background. Issues in the background, we suck and they happen a bunch. So, that's this game. Issues in the background. In a nutshell. Kind of is.
Yep.
But anyway. Until that next week, hope you check out all of our stuff and have a nice one. So farewell for now. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.